Ibrox could be on the brink of another significant development, with Rangers moving closer to tying up a deal that could shape their plans for the months ahead. As preparations continue behind the scenes, attention has turned to the future of one midfielder, with negotiations now reaching a crucial stage. With the season entering a decisive period and squad planning already underway, this latest update could have important implications for both the short and long term. While details remain tightly guarded for now, all signs suggest that an agreement may not be far away, and it is news that will not go unnoticed by supporters. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Rangers are increasingly confident that a breakthrough can be reached in their efforts to secure the future of highly rated young midfielder Bailey Rice, with the club preparing to reopen contract discussions once the teenager completes his recovery from a knee injury. Despite growing interest from a number of clubs across Europe, including sides in the English Premier League, the mood within Ibrox remains optimistic. Rangers believe the foundations are in place to move toward an agreement rather than a departure, and internal expectations are that talks will accelerate at the first realistic opportunity. Rice, still only 19, finds himself in a uniquely delicate position. His current deal runs down in the summer, meaning he is technically on course to become a free agent if fresh terms are not finalized. That timeline naturally attracts outside attention, and the level of interest he is generating reflects the regard in which he is held beyond Scottish football. However, Rangers' stance suggests this is not being treated as a looming loss, but rather as a negotiation that is steadily progressing toward resolution. The knee injury has effectively paused formal discussions, yet it has not weakened the club's intention to retain him. If anything, it has reinforced the desire to provide long-term security and demonstrate faith in his development. Rangers view Rice not merely as a squad option, but as part of their medium-term midfield plans, a player with a technical profile and maturity to grow into a far more prominent role. From the player's perspective, the decision is equally significant. Interest from abroad offers opportunity and leverage, but remaining at Rangers offers continuity, familiarity, and a clearer immediate pathway into senior football. The club's willingness to return to the table promptly after his rehabilitation indicates that both sides recognize the importance of timing and clarity. While no contract is signed yet, the direction of travel points toward agreement rather than uncertainty. What could have developed into a prolonged transfer saga instead appears to be shaping into a controlled negotiation, with Rangers positioning themselves to secure a promising midfielder before the summer window introduces greater external pressure. In short, this is less a standoff and more a calculated step toward confirmation, a deal that, barring unexpected turns, is edging closer to completion. In that context, the coming weeks are likely to prove decisive. With Rice's recovery nearing completion and talks set to resume, Rangers now have a clear opportunity to turn confidence into concrete progress. Securing his signature would not only protect a valuable asset, but also send a strong message about the club's commitment to developing and retaining elite young talent. For supporters, it represents another important step in building stability and continuity within the squad. For the club, it is a chance to resolve a sensitive situation on their own terms. And for Rice, it could mark the beginning of the next phase of his career at Ibrox. If negotiations unfold as expected, this long-running question may soon have a positive answer, one that keeps a highly promising midfielder firmly in Rangers' colours. In other news, Rangers failed to get 3 points in their trip to Motherwell last night. A frustrating draw caused anger and outrage from fans, and Rangers legend Chris Boyd was far from quiet after the game. Have a watch.
Were you surprised that Diamandi was taken off? I mean, I know he was on a yellow card, but given what he brings to that Rangers midfield?
No, because I think what Danny Rowe's saying there, like, you know, he knew Motherwell were going to have a lot of the ball, and then when they got forward, me listening to him there, I think he's told his players to turn it and allow Chermiti and Nadiri to go and chase it down the, and that would have left Gassama and Mikey Moore. They still had pace there. They still had control in the middle of the pitch. You've got to remember that they had a man extra. As I said, when you look at the way that Rangers lose that free kick, the goal, it was terrible. I mean, if you could understand if Motherwell had a man advantage, but even when it goes in the wide area, they can still play. I just don't think the Rangers substitutions worked this evening. Dujan still get beat at the back post. A bit much tinkering with the system, perhaps, or? I mean, I think we've praised Danny Rowe a few times for making substitutions or changing little tweaks at half-time and been able to get a response out of this group. I mean, sometimes the players have got to sense it themselves. They've got to. I mean, it can't always be on a manager. I think, especially nowadays, players look to the manager and the manager will get the fault. He'll be at fault for all the decisions that are made. But sometimes you've just got to sense it on the pitch as well. And I just felt as if when that Rangers were all disjointed with the set play, and they've had, plenty of praise over the period of time since the set play coaches came in, not only attacking but defensively. It was one that will really, really anger Danny Rowe tonight. It's interesting, I've just said the same to James. I think there was a lot of Rangers fans expecting a really tough game here tonight. We've seen Celtic came here a few weeks ago and get absolutely destroyed. Motherwell don't lose goals at home. Rangers got off to a great start. Danny Rowe, if you'd have given him a point before the start of the game, maybe he would have took it. But I don't think you can sit here and sugarcoat that now, because Rangers were in total control of the way this game was going. When when Fadigan gets sent off, you're still leading 1-0. I just felt as if the substitutions then handed initiative back to Motherwell. They had nothing to lose at that moment in time. Got balls in the box, still had the same principles. And you've got to be honest. Changed. And you've got to be honest, they did deserve the point in the end up. But overall, they could quite easily have won it. Motherwell.
Nothing changed for me in terms of the tempo, the control of the game. Motherwell had it. There was a few occasions where Rangers did work it from one side to the next, and maybe that was the opportunity to drive forward or play forward, and it was turn back and maybe start again. But
I think especially the wide areas, Gassama, you'd be looking. I mean, if you're a wide man, you'd be looking for more out there.
Absolutely. I think the wide areas. I think even the intensity, the willingness to go forward. You look at Motherwell by contrast is when they get the ball, they play it with speed. They pass it into midfield. It goes to the wide man. If there's someone ahead of them, they play it, and then they run. Rangers, it was getting to a point where there's someone ahead. I'll maybe chop inside or I'll try something, and never really got control of the game. I think when you've got the man advantage, I understand having the two strikers, because then you're hoping that pins them back into a back four. It didn't. Motherwell just went man for man, 2 for 2, and still managed to keep their control. Going to the back three against one striker when there's 10 men, I don't really get, to be honest with you. And then speaking about having the control in the midfield, taking one of those midfielders out, bringing a striker in.
But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.